Hello. We're just waiting for the others to join the live for this evening. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi. Okay, so we now have 24 viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in for tonight. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for the viewers to go up to 30 and then I think we're good to go. Anyway, thank you so much everyone for joining me this evening. Oh, we're rising too fast. Anyway, good evening everyone. Welcome to the first episode of our IG Talk series entitled Matters That Matter. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so overwhelmed. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, for deciding to spend your Saturday evening with me. This means so much to me, for I've always wanted to have my own talk series, my own episode wherein I can talk about the things that truly matter and to discuss the things that are relevant in our world today, and to discuss matters that I think should be put light onto, because a lot of issues have been happening around, and I think it's just right for us to talk about the things that concerns us, about the world issues, and of course matters that should be addressed, because I think talking about these things is already a big step to progress. So hello everyone, thank you so much for joining. I'm so overwhelmed, so hello. Anyway, before I proceed to the program, I just want to thank the person behind this. He is the first person to really approach me and present me with the idea of talking in front of the people, of doing IG Live, and talk about the matters that I truly believe in and support. And for that, I want to give all the credit to Sir Carlos Sapurco. Hello, he's watching tonight. Thank you so much for this idea. I'll be forever grateful to you for giving me this opportunity, and of course, for helping me for this to happen. It's just so nice. It's just so overwhelming. So hello. Thank you so much for joining me. And to start off tonight, I'm really excited because this topic that we're gonna talk about tonight is really close to my heart, because having been able to work closely in communities, especially since the pandemic began, I learned the importance of sustainability. So I've researched some things about sustainability so that I won't, share something that can be controversial, or share something that I'm not really knowledgeable of. And so this topic is really so relevant to me and to everyone who is experiencing a lot of things during this pandemic and is just working their way to survive. So hello everyone. Thank you so much again. I just can't help but be overwhelmed. Anyway, moving on to the topic. Though I know I still have a lot of things to learn, I truly understand the struggle of the people, especially now in the Philippines, that we're in the middle of a lockdown again. 2 weeks lockdown, it's gonna end on August 20. I hope it's gonna end there, because we need to move forward as people. And I've seen people struggle to survive in a dying world. And I realized that it's not yet too late to, make a change, to be part of the change, and to actually be the change. So to be hailed as the ambassadress of raising 1 million urban gardens in the National Capital Region is actually an accomplishment for me, because I didn't know that I had that huge of an impact to the community. I didn't know that I have this huge and wide of a platform. So thank you so much everyone. And I just used to believe that I'm just that little girl with no, influence to anyone. But seeing you guys now here with my live, I'm very thankful. But before we get into the deeper discussion, thank you so much again to our lovely viewers for this evening and for deciding to spend your Saturday evening with me again. This is Joy Barcoma, your Miss World Philippines candidate number 3, and welcome to the pilot episode of Matters That Matter. For this evening, of course, I'm very excited because we have invited someone that is very special to me and of course to everyone. And she's not a nobody, so I'm very thankful that she decided to grace us with her presence this evening. And so I would like to introduce to you guys our guest for tonight. She is a TV host and actress in Malaysia. a businesswoman, a UN intergovernmental institution for the use of microalgae spirulina against malnutrition, or UNIIM Youth Goodwill Ambassador, and a true-blooded beauty queen. So not a nobody. I'm telling you guys, I'm still over the clouds right now because I cannot believe this is gonna be with me. And so, hello, ladies
Hello.
and gentlemen. I present to you Miss Eco International 2019, Miss
Hello,
Amy Nartini.
everyone.
Hi, Miss Amy. I'm
Hi,
still
Joy.
getting all jiggly. I'm so happy for this evening. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you, Joy?
I'm actually good. How are you guys there in Malaysia? What's the status of Malaysia as of now?
Well, right now the cases is getting higher and higher every single day, and we are currently
Mm-hmm.
in a lockdown. So, to be honest, since I came back from Egypt, I've been staying home the whole time. But hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
in a few months, things gonna be better because we are getting our vaccines, and I'll be having my second dose of vaccines tomorrow.
Oh, good luck for
Yes.
tomorrow. And
Thank
I'm
you.
just so glad that you're already getting your vaccine, your complete dose of vaccine
Yeah.
tomorrow. So congratulations in advance.
Thank you
So what
so
do you want to say to
much.
our viewers for this evening?
So first of all, I just want to say thank you to Joy for having me for her first episode of Matters That Matters. I am truly honored because the moment that Carlos sent me messages on Insta, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, this is something great because I've never been
Mm-hmm.
doing live with a beauty queen from Philippines. So this is something new for me, but I am totally honored and happy to be a part of Matters That Matter.
It's actually our pleasure to have you here this evening. Thank you so much for your time, Miss Amy. I'm still over the clouds. I'm still fleeting. This moment is surreal for me. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. So moving on
You're
to our
most welcome.
topic, we chose the
Mhm.
topic about sustainability because
Mhm.
you have been working closely also with your community there in Malaysia.
Indeed,
And
yeah.
Sir Carlo mentioned me about your project, if I'm not mistaken, the picking
Hmm.
up trash project. Can you
Yeah.
tell me more about it, Miss Amy?
All right. So to be honest, like before I went to Egypt to compete in Miss Eco International 2019, I've been collaborating with an NGO called Trash Heroes. It's actually a global
Mm-hmm.
movement led by the volunteers. But however, the one that I'm working with is in the smaller community, which is Trash Hero Putrajaya. So we've been doing
Mm-hmm.
picking up trash, cleanups in certain areas in Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital city of Malaysia. So it's actually very interesting, and I'm actually overwhelmed when I went there and I saw how many volunteers that came and tried to
Mm-hmm.
help us, and for them to have concern about saving the environment and clean up is definitely something that I truly appreciate. Yeah.
And it's actually for some, it's just gonna be like a simple project, like it's just picking
Mhm.
up trash. But
True.
how did you find this project? So how did this project made an impact in your community? It's just so simple. It's just picking up
Mhm.
trash. But then, with the collective effort of the people in your
Mhm.
community, how did you think that this have made an impact in your community, in your society? How did that influence them to be more responsible citizens?
Well, to be honest, like if we want to start something and we want others to do it, we as a role model and especially as a beauty queen, we have to show how to do it and be an example for them. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
I joined Trash Heroes because I believe by doing that and by posting the campaigns on my social media definitely will attract more people out there and other community to join in doing such a simple thing such as picking up trash, something that we
Yes.
feel like it's just a simple thing to do. I can even do it at my place or in other places. But I
Mm-hmm.
believe by doing this in a public area such as parks, just as public areas, it's gonna be an eye
Mm-hmm.
opener for everyone out there. Even though sometimes we're just picking up trash and a few people passing by and they saw that we are picking up trash, it might trigger them, like if they are
Mm-hmm.
doing this, why can't I do this, So
Yes.
I hope that it's going to be an eye opener for everyone out there.
Yeah, I hope so
Hmm.
too, because just
Yeah.
hearing about the project, it's so amazing how a simple project, how a simple
Hmm.
act of care for the environment can make a total difference and how we act as a person in taking care of our environment. And I can see that with your projects. And with regard to your influence as Miss Eco International 2019 and working as a UN ambassador,
Mhm.
I'm just so happy being that person to interview you tonight. Being that person, being so
Mhm.
a well-rounded woman, being a
Mhm.
woman
Mhm.
with a lot of achievements. How
Mhm.
did you think that helped you and to promoting and convincing people to be more involved in the projects that you are putting into the community?
Well, first of all, Miss Eco International is working together with United Nations, and we all know what is United Nations. It's something that is very big, and something that is
Mhm.
everyone wants to work with. So definitely, that is
Yes.
a strong point for me to be a Miss Eco and to be appointed as the UN Goodwill Ambassador. Um, I believe somehow it makes people more confident in what I'm doing, and
Mm-hmm.
when I try to spread awareness and giving talks or share campaigns regarding cleanups or environmental activities. Because back then in my musical time, I was working with the Trash Heroes and also another
Mm-hmm.
NGO called Clothes Lifestyle, which is clothes recycling movement. Yes. So I'm working closely with these two NGOs. So when people see that, they feel like, okay, um, just a woman with a
Mm-hmm.
title and supported by the United Nations and international beauty contests, maybe she is right. Maybe
Yes.
she is doing something that is gonna make a change in the future regarding the environmental
Yes.
issues. So I believe that with such a strong background and stories behind it, I believe that people will be, I would say, more aware about what's happening in the world right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Miss Amy, because I believe there
Yeah.
is no such thing as small when it comes to making a difference. And
True.
every action, every gesture, and every
Hmm.
word or solution that we come up to
Hmm.
contributes to the progress that we aim to achieve in the future. And so
Hmm.
our conscious efforts are what truly matters in this
True.
journey to making the world a better place to live in.
Yeah.
And so I'm just really happy that I get to talk with you tonight because I think I'm gonna learn so much more throughout this conversation.
True.
And speaking of that, what did you learn, like being the Miss Eco International 2019 and working closely with the UN? What is the greatest
Mhm.
lesson that you've learned, like working closely with the UN and also to your community?
Well, fun fact, before I joined Music International, I wasn't that well aware about environment. I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
still a part of me that still like, oh, okay, I saw trash and then, okay. Sometimes I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I want to pick it up or maybe just leave it there. But after I appointed as Musical Malaysia, usually before I join any pageant or before I went to compete, I will
Mm-hmm.
definitely do some research. I will definitely do studies. So after my research and studies, I found out that there are so many ways that we can help to preserve the environment, to make the world much more cleaner, and there are so
Mm-hmm.
many I would say uh, bad impact if we don't take care of it in the
Yeah.
right way. So being the Miss Eco International and also an environmental advocate, I would say I learned that sustainability is no longer about doing less harm, but it's
Mm-hmm.
about doing more good. It's not only about, oh, I
Yes.
won't buy plastic. I mean, I won't buy single use plastic. That's not enough. You have to do
Mm-hmm.
more. You have to do more and more and more. And I strongly believe that I learned that the earth is such a fine place and it's definitely worth fighting for. And if not
Yes.
us, who else will? And this is actually the gift of God to us, and it is our responsibility to take care of it for our future generation.
Yes, it's actually our responsibility to
Yeah.
take care of the earth because
Yes.
this is the only home that we have. We can't
Exactly.
move on to another planet if we
We
lose
cannot
this
go to live
one.
in Pluto or
And
Mars.
right. And it's our responsibility to conserve natural resources and to protect our global ecosystems to support our health
Yeah.
and well-being. I think
True.
that's what most people don't know about sustainability,
Mhm.
that sustainability is not just about a way of living, it's
True.
actually the way for us to continue living in the planet. So I'm just so happy that you pointed out the topic about sustainability. So I will ask
Hmm.
this question to you. How important
Okay.
do you think is sustainability?
Well, to be honest, sustainability, if we are alive, like you mentioned earlier. So, in order for us
Mm-hmm.
to have a better future, a better place for our generation to live, environmental sustainability
Mm-hmm.
is definitely something that we must focus on. And also, in order to avoid such as climate change, water pollution, air pollution,
Yes.
and something that related to pollutions, you know. So therefore, like we mentioned earlier, we only have one planet. We cannot go live in Pluto or Mars, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So sustainability is definitely important to have a better future.
Yes, and just to add to that, it is a
Mhm.
common knowledge that the resources that we have 100 years
Mhm.
ago is not the same resources
Yeah,
that we have now. So
true.
there's no better time to act than now. It's just
Exactly.
a collective effort that we need, right? Because
True.
it's our planet, it's our home. So I can't see any reason why we should deny the Earth the care it's
True.
needing, or deny the planet the care that it's needing from us,
Mhm.
or the love that we should give to it, because a lot of resources, our living depends on it. So
Mhm.
I'm just so curious about this topic, because
Mhm.
it tingles my mind somehow on how we
Mhm.
can make a difference with even not being a beauty queen, even not being a businesswoman,
Mhm.
or even not being someone who works with the UN. How
True.
can a simple person really make a difference in this world just by taking care of the environment? So do you do something like sustainable? Like, do you
Mhm.
bring eco bags whenever you go shopping? What
Mhm.
sustainable ways are you like living up to, just to help somehow, little by little, preserve
Mhm.
and conserve the planet?
Okay, so when we're talking about conserving and sustainability, well, right now we are in pandemic. So we are going back to picking up trash. So when we were picking up
Mm-hmm.
trash, among all the trash that we pick up, most of them are face masks. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So face masks. So they don't properly dispose it in the right way. So I
Mm-hmm.
strongly suggest and beg people out there, if you use single-use face masks and gloves, please dispose it in the right way. Or if you are able to buy or use reusable face masks, that will be much more better. And always remember to practice the hierarchy of 3 R's, which is a reuse, reduce, recycle. If you went shopping, use the reusable shopping bags instead of single-use plastic bag. And right now, in Malaysia, we are in a lockdown, and I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
in certain places they are still locked down as well. And people been ordering food and shopping online. So if you
Yes.
are who watching this is a restaurant owner or F&B owner, please use biodegradable packaging, because I believe the amount of the packaging right now is a lot in the trash
Yes,
land,
it
in the
really
landfill.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, and you mentioned that you guys are currently on a lockdown. Here in the Philippines, we're
Yeah.
currently on a lockdown too. Two
Really?
week lockdown. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So,
We have been locked
and
down for two
being
months.
oh no, that's too long. We've been in lockdown for
Yeah.
like 2 weeks already, and we're
Yeah.
just hoping that it's gonna end there, because we're really looking
True.
forward to living a normal life again. And so we are encouraging everyone
Mhm.
to get vaccinated. We're encouraging
True.
everyone to wear face masks, to do social
Social
distancing, and
distancing.
everything to,
Yes.
yes, to adhere to the health protocols. For us, it's for us actually to live a better
True.
life, to live a normal life again.
Hmm.
We have to adhere to these rules, even it's sometimes tasking, even if it's
True.
sometimes tiring, even. But
Yeah.
then it's for us. And
True.
so, going into that topic, since we are on lockdown, we are
Mhm.
forced. If not forced, we just prefer to stay at home. And
True.
so it actually increases our carbon footprints because of the food
Hmm.
deliveries, because
Hmm.
of the shoppings. Do you guys have
Hmm.
any online shopping apps there that delivers things right on your
Yeah.
doorstep? What is it
We
called
have
there?
Lazada, we have Zalora, we
Oh,
have
we have Lazada also.
Grab
Okay.
food. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Hmm.
almost the same with us. We also have Grab
Yeah.
Food and Lazada. We also have
Hmm.
Shopee, the things that deliver
Yeah.
things to your doorstep. So it increased the waste that we produce as
True.
humans, because we are
Hmm.
forced to stay at home. We prefer
Hmm.
to stay at home. And so everything inconvenience has a cost of,
Hmm.
waste. More
True.
waste is like more convenient for us.
True. There's
But
a
then
price to pay.
what do you do, right? More
Yeah.
plastic, so it's really
Hmm.
difficult for us to control everything, because
Hmm.
Staying at home requires us to order things from outside, not just for
True.
convenience, but of course for safety also. So, what do you
Mm-hmm.
think can we do as humans, as people, or as responsible
Mm-hmm.
citizens to lessen the waste that we produce every day?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say that COVID-19 definitely changed the way we think and behave, especially when we are spending money. Because the people nowadays, they
Mm-hmm.
are more careful where and how they spend their money. And because for sure, whatever we buy right now gonna affect our future, right? Especially when we're talking about online
Mm-hmm.
shopping, a lot of plastic, a lot of um packagings, Yeah.
Packaging,
So
yes.
what can we do is that try to lessen online shopping, because I believe right now in order to survive, we also have to manage our finance
Mm-hmm.
carefully, because it's not
Yes.
like what it used to be like before, like where we can go for example, like me myself, I'm a TV host and actress. For now I cannot do any shooting, so all the shoot
Mm-hmm.
has been postponed. So because of it has been
Yes.
postponed, of course, no salary, so we have to be very careful with what we spend. And when we're talking about carbon emissions, definitely it's going to go for global warming, then climate change, and what we mentioned earlier,
Yes.
plastic use, and so much more. So I believe
Yeah.
by spending only on essentials and what we only need,
Mm-hmm.
gonna lessen more pollutions, and also it's gonna improve our quality of life.
I agree with you on that, Miss Amy, because actually
Yeah.
less waste is actually
Mm-hmm.
less expenses for us. Those some green
True.
items, some
Mm-hmm.
eco-friendly items are much more expensive. But once
Mm-hmm.
we get the hang of recycling, of upcycling things, of
Mm-hmm.
reusing things, we're gonna discover that we are saving so much and we're spending
Exactly.
too much on things that don't really matter. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if we're gonna conserve water when brushing our teeth, when we use
Mm-hmm.
a glass of water instead of
Mm-hmm.
running the faucet, we're gonna
Yeah.
save so much from water utility bill or whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we grow groceries, whenever we grow grocery, we pay 2 pesos, I think, in a Philippine currency, 2 pesos per
Mm-hmm.
plastic. But imagine if you're gonna bring your own eco bag, you get to
Mm-hmm.
save 2 pesos
Exactly.
every time. And imagine how many plastics are you not using, and you're
Mm-hmm.
actually contributing to the environment. So
True.
that is what I think is an essential contribution of humans, that no
Mm-hmm.
matter how simple the act may be, it can make a great difference in the long run.
True.
And actually, I'm very keen over using items like the glass
Mm-hmm.
bottles when you buy outside for like
Yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
milk or for
Yeah.
the condiments. Whenever it's like all used up, you just wash the bottle and then use it for another thing again. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just recycling and upcycling, and then you're going to contribute a lot to the environment. So, Miss Amy,
Exactly.
going back to your work, since you are not doing much of the shootings right now, being a TV
Mm-hmm.
host, actress,
Mm-hmm.
and in Malaysia, doing a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where do you like spend most of your energy into?
Well, before the pandemic, I would say I'm an outdoor person. So I'm into hiking, kayaking,
Mm-hmm.
cave trekking, jungle trekking, because I might look like a feminine lady, but to be honest, I'm only look feminine on stage. But the real
On
me,
stage, I can
on
relate to
stage.
that.
But the real me, I'm a very outdoor person, an extreme person, I would say. But
Mm-hmm.
since it's locked down, we cannot go outside. We cannot do outdoor activities. What I mean, we can, but we can only go for jogging or nearby our places. But right now, I would say I spend much more time joining online classes, courses,
Mm-hmm.
working out. Depends. Working out depends. Yeah,
Depends.
since I
Me too,
mean, yeah,
depends.
it depends. Depends on my mood. But well, actually, I have to for my next drama. But yeah, been working out, been joining online courses and classes, spending more time with my family, and also watch Netflix. And sometimes I also, you know, help my mom with the gardening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, so you've been doing a lot actually for a person that is stuck in the middle of the pandemic. You're
I mean,
still
I'm
doing
trying
a lot
to
of
be
things.
more productive compared to the last lockdown, because compared to this one and last one, I would say the previous one, I wasn't doing much because it's the first time. So it has been a while since I'm able to stay at home for quite a long time because before the pandemic, I'm so busy with the pageant and then with the shoots. So I would say I've been doing something almost every day. So be able to stay at home for quite some time is such a relaxing time, and it's my rest time, I would say. But this MCO lockdown, I would say I had enough of rest. So I have to find something to do to make myself more productive.
Yes, actually, that is
Yeah.
like the problem of everyone right now. How to make this pandemic lockdown a productive lockdown for every one of
Yeah.
us. How can we still do our usual activities, or how can we still do the things that we love, even if we are just inside our homes? And so I think
True.
that is like this is like the right time to talk about it. Like having the
Yeah.
avenue or having the platform of to talk about things and having people listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can just encourage everyone to also do their own way to save the environment
Mm-hmm.
just by doing some things like turning off the lights if you're not using it, like the
True.
simple things that we think do not really make a difference. If you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna add it up in the long run, you're actually making a difference, not just in your
True.
life, not just in your expenses, not just in your lifestyle, but to the world. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
want everyone to realize here, that I'm taking your words, Miss Amy, and we only have one planet, and so we really
True.
need to take care of it. And so
Exactly.
I'm so just happy. I'm really just happy to talk about this because I get really excited when we talk about saving the environment and doing
Mm-hmm.
something for the environment, because I know that this effort will not go to waste. This is not
Mm-hmm.
an effort that is going to be wasted in the long run, because everyone will benefit from it. Even the future
Mm-hmm.
generation, even your kid,
True.
even your kids
Yes.
of
They
kids.
will definitely
So
thank
if
us for that.
yeah, actually. So I'm just looking forward to that. And so that is one of my motivations to do
Mm-hmm.
things now, because
Mm-hmm.
I know that someone will benefit from it in the long run. And
True.
so we've been
So
talking
actually,
about
Joy,
serious matters.
we have a very
Mm-hmm.
well-known celebrity in this life. He's Aceh
Mm-hmm.
Kintang Kintong.
Oh,
He's actually my co-host for a game show and also a very well-known comedian in Malaysia. So hello, I'm
mm-hmm.
Aceh.
Hello,
He's
Hachi
making fun of
Kinto.
me.
Hello. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Oh my God, I got more shy. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
But to be
Actually,
honest,
Kintang
Joy,
Kintong, hello.
I
Mm-hmm.
would say that I can see the next Miss Eco International.
Oh, oh my God. I hope also. Because it's really my dream to like work in the UN. And it's
Mhm.
really my passion to talk about the things that I love
Mhm.
and for the causes that I truly believe in. And so I'm gonna
True.
really take your words. I'm really gonna take your words. Like coming from Miss Eco International
I'll be
2019,
rooting for
Miss
you.
Amy. Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I mean,
And since
you
we've been
always know
talking
where to find me if you need any help.
yeah, I know you're just a message away. I'm actually so surprised, like to all of our viewers, I'm actually so
Mhm.
surprised that she said yes right away when Sir Carlo approached you and talked to you
Mhm.
and asked you if you can guest in my interview, in my live interview. And then I was just so overwhelmed when he told me that you said yes, and I was like, really? I'm gonna interview Miss Eco International 2019. I mean, that's a dream come true for me. And actually, your title is one of my dream titles. So having you
Really?
here tonight is really a dream come true. So thank you so much. I cannot get over this moment. I'm still,
I mean, like,
you know,
to be in Miss Eco International is definitely, we want someone that is very well aware and well known about their environment. Because,
mm-hmm.
okay, this is small little tips for you. All right. So the founder of Miss
Okay, I'm
Eco
gonna take
International,
down.
she's is someone that is very strict, and she wants someone that is fully aware of the purpose and the mission of Miss
Mm-hmm.
Eco International. So she is looking for someone that is very hardworking, independent, and of course, obviously, well known about the environment that she can work together with. Yeah. So
Oh, I'm gonna take note of that. I have my little notebook here.
you can jot
It's
it
etched
down.
on my memory already. So thank you so much for the tip. Thank you so much, Miss Amy. And so moving on to a less serious topic, because we have been talking
Okay.
about sustainability and all that. I think
True.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to ask you some questions that
Mm-hmm.
I think the viewers will also like. It's called
Mhm.
In Part. But to like jumble all the words, it's like I'm part. So it's
Okay.
actually a game wherein you think of three things about a certain
Okay.
question that I'm gonna ask you. So I'm gonna ask you something and then just think of three answers. Short answers that first comes into your mind. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the first question or something that you can give your thoughts into.
Okay.
What are your three life missions that you want to share to the world?
Okay. Three life mission would be to raise awareness and become an inspiration
Mm-hmm.
to everyone out there, not just regarding environment, but also regarding mental health as well. And second, to be
Mm-hmm.
so busy loving myself that I don't have time for regret, hate, worry, fret, or fear.
Oh.
And
Mm-hmm.
because we have to love ourselves in order for us to love others. So love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the
I'm
last
gonna
but
get
not
that one.
least,
I'm also gonna get that one.
yes,
Love myself.
yes,
That I
love
don't have
yourself.
any time to to think about
Yes,
any other things. Yeah.
true.
Love myself.
Yes. And then last but not least will be my life mission, my ultimate life mission would be to provide a better and comfortable and happy living lifestyle for my family and myself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually liked your life missions. Like it kind of resonated with me because first, I'm also an advocate for mental health. So I'm just so happy
Okay.
when you mentioned about it. Second is that people often overlook the importance of loving
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And I
True.
truly believe that you cannot really give out the love that the world needs if you don't give it to yourself first. So thank
True.
you for reminding us that tonight to love ourselves first and
Yes.
to
Especially during the
um
pandemic right now, because everyone is feeling
yes.
depressed and feeling down. So before,
Mm-hmm.
because in Malaysia, there are, I mean, like the cases of suicidal is getting higher and higher because people feel like
Mm-hmm.
they cannot survive anymore and they feel like they are alone. So
Mm-hmm.
I suggest that, I wouldn't suggest, I would urge you to love yourself and always think that there are people out there who love you.
Yes, I actually like
Yeah.
that second. And the third one is to give a comfortable life to your family. I
Mm-hmm.
actually like that one because we Filipinos are usually family
Mm-hmm.
oriented. And me as a breadwinner of the family, I provide for my family. It's actually something that really resonated with me tonight
Relatable.
because
Yeah.
I oh my God, that is the dream of everyone, right? To provide a good
Yeah.
living for their families, to set a good example for
Mm-hmm.
their siblings to follow, and also
Mm-hmm.
for their relatives to follow, and then to
Mm-hmm.
be someone who is successful enough to provide something good for their family and to return all the
True.
kindness that their parents have given to
Mm-hmm.
them or their guardians. So thank you so much for mentioning that. I kind of
You're
think that
welcome.
we Filipinos and
Mm-hmm.
Malaysians really share a lot of things in
Yeah,
common.
you do.
And you guys are also family oriented in Malaysia because some
Yes,
countries
we
are not
are.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And you
Yeah.
are also a breadwinner?
And I'm still living with my family. So we
Me
are
too,
family
also. I
oriented.
still live with my family. Like, I cannot leave them.
Yeah.
So, I'm just so happy to learn that about you. I think
Mm-hmm.
I got to know you a lot more than I
Mm-hmm.
it's just our first time meeting, but I think
True.
I learned a lot about you tonight. And so, thank you for
Mm-hmm.
sharing that with me. And so, moving on to the next one
Okay.
of another question.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the three roles of the youth? Since we have
Mm-hmm.
been celebrating the International Youth Week, what are the three
Okay.
roles of the youth in maintaining a sustainable environment?
Three roles for the youth, I would say they have to preserve our water and electricity because I believe there are few of them out there that still doesn't know the importance of water and electricity. For example, like right now we are in a lockdown, so they
Mm-hmm.
don't think or care about electricity where they just turn on all the lights, all the AC and all the fans.
Mm-hmm.
But if only they know the consequences of it, I'm sure that they
Mm-hmm.
will change for the better play for the better. And second
Mm-hmm.
would be as a youth, which is I would say they can volunteer themselves to join environmental activities organizations.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, like trash heroes, if you are into picking up trash or making a public area much more cleaner, or if you are a type of person that like to shop, and you have so many old outfit, handbag, shoes. You can always, if you are in
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia, you can always donate your old belongings to Clove Lifestyle. They have placed so many recycle bins all around the city. But I'm not sure if in Philippines do they have something like that as well.
I actually have a friend or a
Mm-hmm.
co-candidate here in Miss World Philippines, wherein they are
Mm-hmm.
promoting donations from people like used clothes, and it's called Scrap Pangarap, and we're supporting that.
Okay.
Wherein you can also donate all your clothes that you
Mm-hmm.
don't need for them to recycle it, and then
Mm-hmm.
make use of it into another form or another thing that
True.
can be useful to other people. So it's really just upcycling and recycling. I like that also.
Yes.
I'd like to point also the first one that you have mentioned. It's about education. I think it's already
Mm-hmm.
it's a known fact that everyone should be educated, but for the youth to be
True.
involved when it comes to educating themselves into the importance of
Mm-hmm.
sustainability and the importance of being involved in the community programs, community activities
Mm-hmm.
that take care of our environment. It's really something. So I'd like to point that one also. You're so good at this. I'm just so happy. I'm just looking at you. I'm just so mesmerized by all your answers. And
I mean,
yeah,
I
I
have to
agree
make
with
sure my
you that
answers is right, and I have to make sure I'm well known. Otherwise, the founder of Music International would definitely not gonna pick me.
oh my god, but I'm just a living testament. Having been able to interview you tonight, you are really someone that deserves the Miss Eco International crown. And so
Aww.
I would really say that you are that queen. You are that. And I'm really looking forward to working with you soon,
Because to
hopefully.
be honest, like when I was crowned as the new Miss Eco International back then, I got so many hate
Mhm,
comments and I got so many DMs from the haters saying that I don't deserve the title, I don't deserve the crown.
mhm,
I was crowned during the pandemic. There's nothing much I can do, and there's
mhm,
so many people from, I would say, certain countries that try to make me feel down and try to say that I'm not deserving of a title. So somehow, of course, as normal human being, we feel sad, we'll feel
mhm,
affected by the comments. But I believe if I work hard enough and I show them that I am not just a queen with a title, I'm actually
mhm.
walking and working for the title. So after that, surprisingly, the people who before this they send me hate comments and saying those bad things about me, somehow they open up their eyes and say that, you know
Mhm.
what, she's actually deserving. So
Well, can I just
yeah.
say this that you have proved them wrong, and I'm just oh God, like hearing the story from you, like having a lot of non-believers, having a lot of
Mhm.
people that throw hate comments at you, and then being able to rise up to that and be the person that they think now is very and truly
Mhm.
deserving of the title. I
True.
think that is enough to tell people that sometimes all we need is love. All we need is to show people that we care for them and that we appreciate their efforts that they're trying to give to the world. And I think you are someone that proved that to them. And I'm just so happy to hear that you were able to prove them wrong because that's what I'm really waiting for them to
Mhm.
see who you are as a person. And speaking of that, Sir Carlo commented and he said, Amy Nurtini is one of the nicest
Aw.
beauty queen that I have ever met in my lifetime. She's grounded, humble, and makes sure that she walks the talk. Thank you for being with us in this first episode. Thank you,
You're
Sir
most
Carla,
welcome,
also for inviting
Carlos.
Miss Amy. And I can truly see it in you, Miss Amy, that you are someone that really walks the talk. You're really someone who is genuine and who is true to her words and who is really working hard for her to
Mhm.
be not really just be deserving of the
Yeah,
title, but
true.
to be that someone to that is
Mhm.
known for her work and not just for her beauty. So I think you
Yep.
really deserve the crown. No, I don't think. I really believe that you deserve the crown.
Because being crowned during the pandemic is definitely not easy for me because fun fact, I'm the longest reigning queen in Music International due to the pandemic. So it has been 2 years of my reigning, and during the pandemic I'm not able to do charities or environmental activities on a bigger scale, and we actually are not even allowed to do any other activities. But somehow, since Mexico International is working together with United Nations, we have to send reports every month. So I have to do something. So
Every
I've
month.
been, yeah, yeah. So that's how I met Trash Heroes. So I was doing some research. I was finding which NGO that I could work with together and I also contacted some of the officials that allowed us to do the picking up trash activities in the public area. So it's not something easy, but I don't know. I mean, like, I believe everything happens for a reason. And if you have genuine and pure intention, I believe everything gonna be as smooth as it is.
So, since you mentioned that you are the longest reigning queen of Miss Eco International,
Hmm.
can you just give me three things, the three major
Hmm.
things that you learned as
Hmm.
Miss Eco International?
Well, I learned that Music International is something that is truly, truly different compared to the other pageants and compared to the pageants that I've done before, because actually Music International is my second international pageant. For me, before I join any competition, I would definitely do the research, and I wouldn't simply join if I feel like the purpose of the pageant doesn't suit me. And seeing that Music International focus more on environment and ecotourism, I believe that is something, I believe is a platform for me to do something good for the future generation and for the planet as well. Been working with the United Nations, so I learned that you have to be very well informed and you have to be very hardworking, and nothing comes easy. 2 years is definitely a very long time. There are ups and downs. There are so many things going on at the time. So I learned more to be motivated, positive, well known about the environment. And I would say I learned that you need to have a very strong team as well. You cannot work on your own. Yes, because when we are
Yes.
talking about environment, yes, on a smaller scale, we can do small things like disposing rubbish into different bins or just picking up trash. But if you want to do it in larger scale or you're going to go global, you need to have a very strong team of people who supports you. Then only we can go to global level of sustainability.
Well, I actually like all of the things that I have learned for this evening. And at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, Miss Amy, our conscious
Mm-hmm.
efforts in bettering the situation of our environment, no matter how
Mm-hmm.
small those acts are, will never be
Mm-hmm.
wasted. And it's true,
True.
we always need someone to back us up. And in this
Mm-hmm.
moment, in this instance, we need people to gather together, to rally together to support this cause,
True.
because this cause is not just for us, it's not just for beauty queens, it's not just for business women,
It's for
for
everyone.
businessmen, it's for everyone, right? So
Yeah.
we should never underestimate the power of small acts, of small
True.
gestures, of small actions, because our smallest actions can really and truly make the greatest difference in our lives and in the world.
True.
So I would just like to thank you so much for being with me this evening. It's so,
You're most
I'm
welcome.
still overwhelmed that I'm
You've been
talking to
thanking me
you,
from the
Miss
first
Amy.
until now.
Yeah, I'm just so
That's so
happy. Thank
cute.
you so much for
Okay.
being with me tonight. And I hope that this is not the last time that we get to discuss things, especially about
For
the
sure.
environment. And I hope
Yeah.
I get to work with you soon, hopefully, if I ever get the
Hopefully.
crowds.
I'll be
I'm
waiting.
sure I'll be working with you. I'm manifesting it already since I got your blessing.
Yes, you have
Thank
my
you so
blessing.
much, Miss A. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hold it close to my heart. Thank you, Miss Amy.
You're
And
welcome.
um, th- thank you also to Sir Carlo for letting me do this interview with you. And Miss Amy, ultimately, I thank you so much for your knowledge. Thank you so much for sharing me your expertise and sharing me your experience and your learnings as Miss Eco International 2019. Please know that I really look up to you and I really appreciate
Oh,
this
thank you
live
so
interview for this
much.
evening. It really meant so much to me.
I mean, to
And
be
so
honest,
I
even though
also
I've
wanted.
been crowned as an international queen, I truly believe there are more that I should learn regarding the environmental issues. And there's always, life is a process of learning and there's no end to it. So believe me, international
Yes.
titles is not the end, it's the beginning. So you have always to, improve yourself, learn so many new things, and trust me,
Mm-hmm.
the environmental issues in the world is changing every single day. So you have to be very alert and aware of it.
Yes, I'd like to take that also, that the crown is not the end, but rather the
Yeah.
beginning of everything, the beginning of change that you can contribute, and the beginning of life. So I'm really looking
So
forward to get that crown to start the beginning of the
I'll pray for you.
possibilities of the change that I can contribute to the world and to the people. So thank you so much, Miss Amy, and
Winning
also thank you
answer. We
so
have our
much.
next Miss International, everybody.
Thank you so much, Miss Amy. Anyway, thank you so much also to our viewers who tuned in for tonight, and to all who have stayed for our discussion, and those who have listened to our talks about the environment. And
Mhm.
we hope, Miss Amy and I hope that you learned so much from us tonight, and you carry this on with you so that you can also contribute to the positive change that we would like to see to the world and of course the environment. So once again, this is Joy Barcoma, your Miss World Philippines candidate number 3. And I have with me Miss Amy Nertini, Miss Eco International 2019. Please maybe give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you a round of applause from
Okay,
here.
I'm gonna give a round of applause for you, Joy, because you are actually a very, I would say, you successfully make this matters the matters a successful live show, and you are
Oh,
very
thank
talented
you.
host yourself. You're very well spoken, and you have my blessing, and I wish nothing but the best for you for Miss World Philippines. I'll be watching the grand final. When is the grand final actually?
We don't have any final date yet since we're waiting for
Mhm.
the quarantine restrictions to ease up since we're still in the lockdown. But once we have the final
Okay.
date, I'm gonna message you right away. I'm
Okay.
gonna message you
Okay.
right away, Miss Amy. Thank you so much.
All right.
Again, this is Joy Barcoma, your Miss World Philippines candidate number 3. Thank you so much for being with me, Miss Amy Nertini, Miss Eco International 2019. And thank you for watching the pilot episode of Matters That Matter. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you so much,
everyone.
Miss Amy. Good night.
Thank you, Joy. Good night.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.